Hello and welcome to another cube draft. Pretty weak back here. I figured out, by the way, why I always go to the bottom right. It's because even in cube all the rares are at the bottom right, so the most interesting cards are actually there. Last game we went 2-1, lost in the finals, but had a pretty fun deck. Fun being that was very streamlined and just went ahead and did some straightforward things. Here I'm thinking over which card to pick. Dover I'm not a big fan of, because in an aggro deck you usually want more creatures, and then Dover of course doesn't flip. Seal, Kami, all that cards interesting. Reviarch is pretty good, but there's so much white in here compared to green. Maybe I should go Reviarch, but then I want Talia as well, and that won't wheel. Thurston, let's go for the Reviarch, let's try it out. I haven't played with it often, and we get past the Consecrated Sphinx. Like, there's no way I'm passing a Consecrated Sphinx. If I picked the Thurston, I would definitely slam the sneak attack. But seeing that I picked the Reviarch, I think I have to go for the Sphinx here. The card is just so good. Rifting Clawscape probably won't wheel. Maybe Mirror Crusader will wheel, or we can go Naya and Borderlands Ranger if that wheels. But Consecrated Sphinx, really good card, and I'll pick it up here. We get a Journey to Nowhere, which is a removal. Master of the Wild Hunt is a nice card. Hokori won't fit my deck. Problem with Master is that it's then a third color already, and I probably want Shardless as well there. I think I have to go for the removal card and go for Journey. Just try to stay the colors for now. Maybe Mystic Gate will wheel. Probably not. Is there a Restoration Angel? Sylvan Library, green did have some nice cards as well. But Restoration Angel, obviously a great card, and it even works together with Reviarch, so yeah, not passing up that one. Not much else I would want here, maybe the Grasslands. Also got a person posting on Cube number 39 about when I talk English, that I use a lot of foul language apparently. I have found myself sometimes, like really sometimes, using a certain word, but it just comes natural to me. I learned English from video games and movies, not in school. That's why I'm able to talk English. I obviously learned it at school as well. We're forced to learn French and English, but my English wouldn't be so fluent if I just learned it in school. So a lot of video games, lots of TV, every movie here is in English anyway. So we learn English by watching TV. But you understand that in movies there's a lot of profanity. In video games often as well. So in that case, my English has a lot of profanity in it. Like, it just comes natural to me to say words like that, and I never think twice about it, that some people might be offended by it or dislike it or something. If that's the case, I apologize. Like, it's not my intention to do so. It's just something that comes to me that way. Here we have the Silver Knight, which I'll pick up. We're definitely white, but not sure about the blue. I mean, we did get past the Consecrated Sphinx, but that's it. We might splash it. Like, the card is powerful enough in its own that you want to splash it sometimes. Silver Knight, definitely a card I would want with a Reviarch. Let's think about cards we would want that are really good with Reviarch in the colors we are currently in. You have Trinket Mage, but then you need Artifact, so that's usually a no-no. Green has a lot of those cards, but we're not green at this point. We already passed a lot of green cards, really good green cards like Sylvan Library. Cloud God Ranger is a good card. I don't think I can pass it up here. There is a Hallowed Fountain as well. But I mean, Cloud God Ranger is just good. So we'll pick that. Lingering Souls is also a nice card. Savannah Lions, huh? There's also Hinder. Savannah Lions helps me being aggressive, but Hinder helps. But Baleful Strix is obviously good, but I think I have to go for the Savannah Lions here. Try to be a bit aggressive. There's not a lot of aggressive blue cards. Blue is usually tempo. Rifting Cloudscape was also in the first pack, but was one of the only blue cards. It's obviously good with Reviarch, it's obviously good with Restoration Angel, but it shouldn't still be in there. We do get a Shapeshifter, which I think is better than the Willbender. We can get it back with a Reviarch as well. So it has effect with what Cloudgate Ranger at this point, and Restoration Angel, but that's not that huge. But yeah, Shapeshifter it is. So that is a blue card, another blue card. So that locks down my blue-white a bit more. I hope Mystigate wheels, although it seems unlikely. This color combination is often drafted in control. Now I'm not fighting them over the control cards. Obviously not. I think Stonecloaker here is the pick. It's a nice card to have to protect some of your creatures. It's a graveyard hater, so yeah. But yeah, a lot of control decks don't run these cards anyway, so you get them paused. The problem is that there's also white, black aggro, white, red aggro, sometimes even white, green aggro. So white is a heavily drafted color normally. I think the color that's underdrafted is black. Although a lot of removal and good powerful cards are in black, such as Reanimator, but mean to go aggressive. But there's not a lot of really good aggressive cards in black, and they usually want heavy commitment to black. Like, wow, Rifting Cloudscape wheels, definitely slamming that one. Not even looking at the other cards. Just kidding, I obviously looked. Here I'll pick up Smokestack. We have Token Generator number 1. We have an ability with Reviarch. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick it up and see where it comes. We have Grasslands. I'll pick it up here, just if I ever go green as well, but seems unlikely. I think I'm gonna have a hard enough time supporting the blue already, because I'm gonna be heavy white. White aggro has a bunch of double casted cards. What would I want to open? Probably a sword, Jit. The Silverblade Paladin would also be nice. Just giving double strike to a creature. Mother of Runes. Stoneforge Mystic followed up with an equipment. Let's pick up a Trinket Mage just in case we get a good equipment for 1 mana. Brain Freeze, I guess, but probably won't play it. Seems very unlikely in this kind of deck to be playing a Brain Freeze. Banisher Priest seems fine because we can get the effect with Stonecloaker back and with Restoration Angel. And with that I mean you put a ability on a stack, you then bounce your Banisher Priest, and then the creature stays removed for eternity. It works the same with Oblivion Ring. Like there's a certain deck that's Hypergenesis. That's a deck. I think it was in extended back then. Yeah, Hypergenesis was instantly banned in Modern, so it had to be extended. Where it just dropped. Holy moly, we opened Tamiyo Tinker. Obviously, it has to be Tamiyo here. Momentary Blink is a card I wouldn't mind seeing, but it's likely to wheel here. Wall of Omens, it's not really an aggro card, is it? Taxos, obviously, so I think one of those two cards will wheel, so that doesn't really matter. But we can slam at Tamiyo, which is always good. There's a Tassa, there's also an Emira Angel. And Flooded Strand. But I think Emira Angel, seeing that it's a flyer, it generates a bunch of tokens, which is good with Smokestack. Is better than these. Like Tassa, I'm not base blue, I'm base white. Factor Fiction is fine to reload, but Emira Angel is just a too good card to pass up here. And I forgot what. Oh yeah, Hypergenesis deck where they added. You have Oblivion Ring to stop your opponent's permanents because you only target when your Hypergenesis has fully resolved. And then Terrastodon comes into play. And you stack it in such a way that Oblivion Ring resolves after the Terrastodon trigger. So you have to put Oblivion first on the stack, and then Terrastodon, and then Terrastodon resolves first because it's a LIFO effect. We get a Stoneforge Mystic, so picking that one up. There's also what? Precursor Golem, maybe Seagate Oracle Curse Scroll. Seems unlikely. Stoneforge Mystic it is. Just need an equipment now. And then yeah, the Terror Sudden effect resolves, kills off your Armageddon. Doesn't seem like I'll play that. Seems more likely that I'll play one of these two. Armageddon is a fun card though, but don't think I want it. So the Oblivion Ring leaves play effect triggers, but the card isn't exiled yet. And then the Oblivion Ring goes to the graveyard to get a 3/3 token, and then the Oblivion Ring trigger resolves, exiling the creature. But there's no leave play ability from the Oblivion Ring to bring the creature back, so it stays exiled forever. There are ways to get it back. I think Pull from Eternity is a way, because it says put a face up exiled card or something back into play. Wow. We get Shackles, we get Knight of Glory, we see a Kiora. I don't think I want to splash for Kiora, but I do think I want to pick up a Shackles. Like, sure, there's a Knight of Glory, but Shackles is just so good. Yeah. Then there's Archangel. Archangel is a nice card. It is another 5 mana though. Sphinxes, meh. Don't think it's really that good for me. So I'm gonna go for the Archangel here. It's a good creature. We see a Sun Titan and we're slamming that one. Chromie's Vengeance, Glacial Fortress, sure they're nice cards, but Sun Titan is just a good creature. It brings back all of these at this point. Bringing back Vidalcan Shackle seems really good. If it ever gets destroyed. I want the Bear Skull now. I think that's probably the card I want. Bear Skull. Still a full pack to go, so we can get Gideon, Elspeth, and so on. Even after this pack, like I'm already talking about the next pack, but we're still in this pack, of course. Here I'll pick up the Eldercore Waste for once. And Tinker did wheel, seems odd. The Daxos is gone, but Momentary Blink is still in here, so we'll pick up that one. Momentary Blink, of course, great with come into play effects, but it's also just great to save creatures from removal. It's really powerful with stuff like Venser, Rift Cloud's Cage, just stamping your opponent out. And this card was awesome and really fun to play with in Standard back then. I think it had Witness, Reveillark, Venser. It was just a grindy deck, but so fun to play with. And I also found it fun to play against. Not that much though. Here we have Juicy Apprentice versus Pristine Angel. I think Pristine Angel is better. Might not play it main deck, but at least we have it now. You can always bring it in against some controllers decks, and that's obviously great. The Hinder didn't wheel. There's not actually any counter that I've seen. Precursor versus Scorched Scroll. I think Precursor is better. We're already too heavy on the 5s though. Out of these, probably Molten Tail. Like, it seems unlikely that I'll play it, but you never know. Like, why don't I play Molten Tail Massacre? Just because it has a discard. It makes it a bit worse. Wildfire here. Don't think anyone wants it, but it's a more annoying card to play against. Yeah, Reveillark Eternal Witness combo is really good. Deadbridge Chant is a nice card. Don't want to play against it. Like, Bane of the Living obviously is a good card as well, but I don't think the person next to me is really wanting that. Wait, I don't have a removal. Oh yeah, it was Kami and something else. So we did open a Gideon, just not the one we wanted. But we did get a Exalted Angel. Wouldn't mind seeing one of these two wheel or the Spell's Guide. This Gideon just doesn't look that great, does it? But Exalted Angel does. Like, it's another 3-drop, which is nice. And it's a really good card. And Pristine Angel is probably out now. We still want more early game cards. We still are in search for an equipment. Seems unlikely that we'll get a Sword Pass, but maybe a Bone Splitter, because we can also get that with Trinket Mage. Even a Manriki, is that the name? There's Maloko, Serum Visions, Elite Vanguard, Everflowing Chalice. Okay, maybe it's Chalice. We can get Chalice with Trinket Mage. Elite Vanguard might wheel. Chalice is just good, so yeah. Get a Baneslayer Angel, seriously. And there's also Upheaval, but I don't think it fits my deck at this point. We're too late game. And Baneslayer is just a nice turnaround card. Probably won't play the Precursor now. This is a 3-drop, this is a 2-drop, this is a 3-drop. So my 5 isn't as heavy as it seems at first sight. The Restoration Angel and Momentary Blink obviously work with Morph as well. Being Vesuvian Shapeshifter and Exalted Angel. Yeah, Restoration Angel is a really nice card. Johnny Goldmane, huh? There's Birthing Pot. Johnny Goldmane, put a +1 on each creature you control. Seems good enough. Still haven't found an equipment though, so Stoneforge Mystic at this point has become useless. It's just a 1/2 with a threat. And with a threat I mean that my opponent is often scared and that I might have an equipment, but I already have it in my hand and he might play around Batterskull or something, or slamming down an equipment. The problem is that the trade-off is that you don't have it, of course, and it's just a 1/2 for 2, which obviously isn't great. Yeah, early game white just didn't seem to be there. Same with blue, actually. It's not that we have found much blue cards. Like there's Sphere of the Suns, there's Oust. I think we want Sphere of the Suns, despite Oust obviously being a nice card. We want the Acceleration, because we're gonna be a late game deck at this point. Nothing else came to us. There's a Serendip Efreet, which I'm definitely picking up. At this point, Stoneforge Mystic is gone. And probably Savannah Lions as well. We're just not gonna be able to get the early game. Silverblade Paladin though, nice card. I'm gonna pick it up here. Like even on a Savannah Lions, it's good. See right there, I want to say on a stupid Savannah Lions, and I'm like, do people take offense to the word stupid? Is that profanity just because you call a card stupid? I don't know. Like in my eyes it isn't, but maybe people find it. Like, it's not because it's my view on something that everyone has the same view, of course. So it's something you can obviously give feedback on it, but it's something that a lot of people need to realize, that despite something being your own view, it doesn't make it right. Like it seems right for you, and it might not be wrong. Like I'm not saying it's wrong, because views often are just that, a certain type of view. Coral Helm Commander versus Gideon. Like I'm just not a fan of that Gideon, so I'm gonna pick up the Coral Helm. It's that a view, an opinion, and you might be wrong. You might be right. Like you probably think you're right, else it wouldn't be your view. But you might just be wrong as well. So the lead Vanguard did wheel, but we already decided we were gonna be late game. But do I want another 5-drop? It's just gonna be loaded with 5-drops. I think I want the Vanguard here. At least then I have 2 creatures to bring in against aggro. To stop aggro, or maybe just still play him. This is there. We're playing 5 cards too many. They're not bad with the Johnny either. Maybe we won't play Trinket Mage because it can only get to Chalice, which doesn't seem that great. But anyway, just because I think stupid isn't when you're trying to describe a card, like if I'm saying it about an opponent, it's obviously a bit more offensive because you're talking about a person versus a fictional object. It's not fictional because it exists, but it's an inanimate, yeah, an object that's not alive, inanimate object. I think that's the word. Which is obviously different because we assume it doesn't have feelings. It might have feelings. Seems unlikely that it has feelings, but it might. You never know. Fallout's really good card against us, so let's hate that. God damn it, clicked the wrong button. Doesn't matter anymore. Main draft is over anyway. Tombstalker, sure, I'll play that. No, just kidding, I won't. Helmer Depths, huh? Don't have any fetch, don't have any shuffle except the Stoneforge, which I won't play, so I'm not gonna play that. I'm gonna play enough islands because I have shackles, so Coralhelm Commander might just make the cut. Yeah, let's just add all of them. Add all of them. Put these to the sides. Put these here. See if we. Yeah, okay. So Chalice is here. Not a Stoneforge. Not a Blue Elemental Blast. Not a Brain Freeze. Not a Celestial Purge. Probably not this. Probably not this. This is a 2-drop. This is a 3-drop. Probably not a Pristine. This is a 3-drop. Probably not a Smokestack at this point. Probably not a Curse Catcher. Probably not a Trinket Mage. Just 2 more. How many targets do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still seems good enough. Like it's a good creature. And the main reason why it's good is because it actually has an effect when it leaves the battlefield. Like it doesn't have to be put into the graveyard. So it's good with Momentary Blink. It's good with Restoration Angel. Just a good card. And then Sun Titan has a lot of targets. And with a lot I mean a lot of targets. There's still 2 cards too many. And I have no clue what I would cut. Like maybe the Archangel. It has lifelink, so maybe the Cloud God Ranger, but that's then really good with the Ajani. But you already have a bunch of flyers. So if I cut that, and maybe I just want to cut those 2, but then I weaken my Reviarch. Let's put non-creatures somewhere else for now. See where that brings us. These are all creatures or what? Man, I have a bunch of creatures. It definitely has to be a creature that I'm gonna cut here. The question is just which one. If you have Baneslayer and Exalted Angel and Archangel of Doom, so we have 3 lifelinkers, which is nice. So against aggro should be fine, because I also have the Celestial Purge and the Blue Elemental Blast. So the problem then is control. And how I'm gonna win against control. Shackles. Shackles is usually good against control decks. But I can't go aggressive against them. I'm gonna cut the Elite Vanguard. Or the 7 lines because it's white bordered. And probably the Vanguard and just put in the Cloud Code. And think that my aggro matchup is main deck sufficient, that I want to go more late game against the control decks and just play Haymakers. Yeah, okay. Edgar Ways, probably the Helmer Depths. Despite it obviously me not having a shuffle effect, it's still good enough, right? No, it's not. Constant play depth. It's terrible. So it's gonna suggest more planes, which I assume is correct. Pass by color, please. Yeah, it's definitely correct. But we want double blue anyway, so I think I want to play a bit more of these. Okay, fine. And I'll see you guys for the first round.